Konnichiwa, hello and welcome. This is Roy at Godzilla90, and today I will be reviewing the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah Godzilla 1991. And this is one of my top personal favorites in my S.H.MonsterArts collection, and I got some positive things to say about it, so let's get things started. And now, here we have the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Godzilla 1991 before us in all of his super cool, awesome King of the Monsters atomic glory. As you can see, this is a really cool, very awesome looking figure. This figure is sculpted by the very famous S.H.MonsterArts sculptor Yuji Sakai. This figure has high quality detail and top-notch articulation and good quality playability, although yeah, this is not a figure you want to bash around too much with other figures, but he still holds together pretty good nonetheless. As far as his color scheme, as far as his skin is the typical dark charcoal gray that most of us are familiar with when it comes to Godzilla's skin and his color scheme. His hand claws and toe claws, his mani-pedis here, are of a weathered bone white tannish colorization. So is his teeth inside of his mouth, and as you can see, he has those very famous fearsome looking double rows of teeth that the Heisei Godzilla is known for. His dorsal spines are this sort of, I would say, bone white gray weathered colorization, looking very movie accurate and very realistic. Although, if you did watch my recent chart, I did have to repair two of the dorsal spines, the smaller dorsal spines on the tail segments there. They were a little loose, so I had to put some gel Loctite in there. So just make sure I have a controlled amount. And yeah, if you do have to repair dorsal spines that's a little loose, always make sure that you use gel super glue and you use a high quality strong super glue, because you don't want that leaking all over. So yeah, do keep that in mind, because these figures are too expensive to just ruin like that. So when you're doing things like that, you have to keep in mind to really be careful. But anyway, moving right along, getting into articulation, we have good articulation in the neck. The neck can move down that much. He can look up about that much. He can lean right that much. He can lean his head left about that much. We can look about that much to the right. We can look about that much to the left, but you do not want to force that neck joint too much. His shoulders are on ball joints, so we can rotate those shoulders all the way around a full 360. Same is true with the other side, like so. We have a bicep swivel on both arms, so we can bring his arms out about that much and back in about that much. We can raise them up about that much, and we do have a double joint at the elbows, so we can bend those elbows out about that much and bring them back in about that much. We also have a ball joint swivel at the wrist, so we can swivel those wrists all the way around, and we can rock them forward and back a little bit if we choose to. So same is true with the other side, as you can see, and we can go the opposite way, and we can rock that and that wrist joint a little bit. far as waist articulation, we do have a really good ab crunch, so we can look down about that far and back up about that far. Now, moving right along to the hips and the legs and the knees. The hips are on ball joints, so we can split them out about that much, but you're not going to really get that big of a split out of this one because, yeah, the 1991 Godzilla suit has some really thick, hefty thighs, so you're really not gonna get that much of a split out of them. And yeah, you can't really rotate these hips a full 360 because they're hindered by the sculpt, and yeah, you might break something if you try to force it. So for the astronomical price that these figures cost, I do not recommend trying to force that. But other than that, moving right along to the knees. The knees are double jointed, and we can bend the knees back about that much and bend them forward about that much, so you do have some articulation in the knees. Now the left knee I find is more articulated than the right, or this might be the right knee, because I think SH they label the arms and the legs from the back, so this would actually be the right leg and this would actually be the left. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, the actual right leg, or left if you're looking at it from this way, is it bends more than the other. So the knee articulation with this one, I wouldn't say is exactly 1-to-1 symmetrical. So that's sort of a negative, but it's really not that big of a negative, because I still feel like this figure has plenty of redeeming qualities to make up for that. But anyway, moving right along to the back of the figure, looking at these very beautiful, fearsome looking dorsal spines. As you can see, like I said, they are a sort of a bone white and gray weathered colorization, looking very sharp, very fearsome. Like I said, you do be careful you don't snap these dorsal spines or crack them, because like I said, I already had to use some gel super glue to repair two that was loose. So do be careful, because yeah, I don't want this figure getting damaged, because this is one of my top favorite S.H.MonsterArts figures in my collection, because I'm a big fan of the Hazy Godzilla. And if there is any S.H.MonsterArts figure that I am most excited about coming out later this year, rather not, I'll be able to get him directly on release, is, well, that's left up to debate. But that is the 70th anniversary 1995 Godzilla vs. Destroyer Burning Godzilla. So, S.H.MonsterArts Burning Godzilla to be exact. So, yeah, because obviously Hiya Toys does not have a 1995 Burning Godzilla in the works, well, as far as we know yet. Anyway, like I said, so I'm not overdrafting my bank account anymore, so thank God. Capital One 360 checking does not charge overdraft fees, because I would be up to my neck in debt right now. But yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that anymore. But like I said, S.H.MonsterArts, like new S.H.MonsterArts figures on this channel, will be a little less frequent. So just letting you guys know now. I know some of you guys have been following this channel since I've been doing this more frequently last year. I know I recently had a mass deletion, but all that is explained in my blog posts and all that, yada yada yada. But anyway, getting back to this figure, getting more of a closer view so we can see his face up close and personal, and we can see those very fearsome looking Godzilla 1991 eyes in there, looking really nice, really cool. This is one of the reasons why this is one of my top favorite S.H.MonsterArts figures. I like the detail. This is one of my top favorite suits. This one actually has a lot better articulation than what I originally expected. Although, like I said, I did have to use some dish soap to loosen up some of the joints, especially the feet, because the feet were really tight on mine at first, but now, as you can see, I can move them fluidly without worry, so that's good. And you can see how I can easily bend them like that and point them forward and back like so. So yeah. Now, tail articulation on this one, getting into tail articulation, is one of the best parts in this figure because, yeah, you can move his tail in various poses and it really doesn't pop apart all that much, as long as you don't force it. So, yeah, we can put his tail in various poses. We can give it a good S-curve there, and we can pick it up, and we can even put him in a semi Godzilla versus the Smog Monster pose. So we can do that. We can kind of recreate that flying scene, although with the Heisei Godzilla. So that's really cool. Alright, moving him back up. So yeah, it's a really awesome figure, and that's gonna wrap things up for this review, and I will be getting into my final verdict, giving you guys my final thoughts and opinions on this figure starting now. And now for my final verdict on the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah Godzilla 1991 here. If I have to give him a score based on detail, articulation, and playability, I'm going to have to give him a drum roll, please. A very good, well-deserved 5 out of 5 knocked out of the park stars for this one. Because why? Okay, since this is an S.H.MonsterArts figure, I can't really rate him on cost effectiveness because, yeah, for those of you who are not familiar with the S.H.MonsterArts line, but yeah, I'm more than sure that a majority of my subscribers are, the S.H.MonsterArts line is not very cost effective at all, so it's not very budget friendly, so we can't really rate him for cost effectiveness. But however, yeah, S.H.MonsterArts figures do cost significantly less than X Plus figures. And yeah, when you're getting into X Plus, you're getting into, yeah, the big money stuff. So yeah, I'm not even about to even try to stress myself with collecting X Plus. But anyway, guys, getting back into giving this figure a score. Like I said, I gave him 5 out of 5 stars because, yeah, like I said, good detail, playability. He has really good playability for a MonsterArts figure, although this is not a kid's toy. If you're a parent, do not buy your kid S.H.MonsterArts, because they will break this figure before the day's over. These are geared specifically toward adults and older collectors. If you're looking to get your kids like Godzilla figures or something like that, get them like Playmates toys or like Movie Monster Series or something like that. Not these. But anyway, articulation with this figure is good. Although one leg, the knee on one leg is the articulation is not exactly symmetrical, but I can forgive it for that. That's why I gave it a top-notch score. Not just because it's one of my top favorites in my collection, is because I think this figure is all around a really good value and an awesome piece for your S.H. Monster Arts or Godzilla figure collection, especially if you are a long time Godzilla fan like me. But if you really do want to collect these, yeah, and you're on a budget and you really don't make all that much money, buy them sparingly. I know I was buying them 3 or 4 at the time for this channel. When I was doing this more frequently, I used to collect them a lot less often until I started doing this channel, and yeah, that all kind of went awry. But yeah, anyway, like I said, really good figure. But anyway, if you made it this far into the video, thank you guys all so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And with that said, stay safe, take care, God bless, and peace out.